Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the entire Warhawk family of athletics, welcome to the 57th Annual University of Wisconsin-Whitewater Hall of Fame Banquet. My name is Mark Moss, and I have the absolute honor of being your MC for this evening's festivities. And now, let's meet tonight's honored guests. Representing Tom Harty of Whitewater, Wisconsin. He passed away in 2017. Are his daughters, Hannah and Morgan Harty. Tom is the recipient of the Distinguished Service Award. Thank you, Morgan and Hannah. From Palmyra, Wisconsin, Justin Beaver. Accompanied by his wife, Amber Beaver, Justin was a member of the football team from 2004 through 2007. Justin Beaver. From McHenry, Illinois, Megan Keeler Karstens. Accompanied by her children, Julia, Anna, and Michael Karstens. Megan was a member of the cross-country and track and field teams from 2002 through 2006. Megan Keeler Karstens. From Kenosha, Wisconsin, Gary Garcia. Accompanied by his girlfriend, Nicole Kowalski. Gary was a member of the cross-country and track and field teams from 2002 through 2007. Gary Garcia. From Madison, Wisconsin, Aaron Henderson. Aaron was a member of the men's track and field team from 2002 through 2005. Aaron Henderson. From Charlotte, North Carolina, Greg Henschel. Accompanied by his wife, Jean Henschel, Greg served as the head men's soccer coach from 1999 through 2011 and the head women's soccer coach from 2000 through 2011. Greg Henschel. Lisa McManus Kemps from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Accompanied by her husband, Timothy Kemps. Lisa was a member of the gymnastics team from 1999 through 2002. Lisa McManus Kemps. From Mount Horeb, Wisconsin, Ryan Kleppe. Accompanied by his wife, Ryan Kleppe. Ryan was a member of the football team from 2003 through 2006. Ryan Kleppe. From Dousman, Wisconsin, Carlene Polk. Accompanied by her father, Tim Polk, and her uncle, Chris Johns. Carlene was a member of the volleyball team from 2004 through 2007. Carlene Polk. From Neenah, Wisconsin, Lisa Irons Preen. Accompanied by her husband, Dustin Preen, Lisa was a member of the golf team from 2000 through 2004. Lisa Irons Preen. It is now my honor to introduce the Chancellor of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, Dr. John Chenoweth. Move over a little bit. We're getting a lot of feedback.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here with you tonight. Tonight we recognize 10 individuals who have made historic contributions to our university and to our athletic program. We like to say that our athletic program is powered by tradition. We can say that because of the people we honor tonight. Your dedication left a legacy here that cannot be forgotten. And you helped to establish and maintain a level of excellence that has attracted many more talented athletes to campus, all of which aspire to achieve greatness just like you. These 10 individuals were great on the field, on the sidelines, or behind the scenes. They stood out in football, cross country, track and field, gymnastics, volleyball, golf, and soccer. They also left their mark in the classroom and in their community. Let's also take a moment to thank all of the contributors to their success. Coaches, trainers, facility managers, employees across the athletic department, grounds crews, custodians, faculty, alumni, advisors, tutors, and teammates, among others. It truly does take a whole team. Later tonight, Ryan Callahan will give you an update on the state of Warhawk athletics. But I can tell you right now, I'm very proud of this department and everyone associated with it. For many of our alumni and people in the community, the only way they interact with the university is through our athletic programs. When they see your commitment to excellence, they expect that it's true across the entire university. Thank you for being wonderful ambassadors for our university, for providing an important avenue for alumni engagement, and challenging all of us to be better every day. One of the favorite parts of my job is attending Warhawk sporting events. We've done that since we moved here in 2002. We were introduced to the tradition of excellence in Warhawk athletics that fall, where we got to attend volleyball games as the volleyball team strived for a national championship. We moved here with a 2-year-old and a minus 1.5-month-old. So our second child was born when we moved here. And one of our amazing experiences when we first moved over was being in what is now Chris Russell Gymnasium, standing in the stadiums as they worked on that national championship. And I can tell you, those bleachers were rocking. I had 2 thoughts. 1, this is awesome. And 2, we're probably going to die because those bleachers were rocking seriously hard. And then, of course, bookend that experience when we first moved here to watching a football bounce off a goalpost this afternoon into the end zone. So a fabulous experience, yeah. We've already had some great fireworks this fall. We actually had some real fireworks this fall at a Friday night football game where we had over 18,000 fans in attendance, which is an amazing accomplishment for a Division III sport. We've already had a couple of conference championships so far, and several teams are in the top 20 national rankings, and the best is yet to come. Thank you, and congratulations to everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Chenoweth. At this time, please join me in welcoming Jim Stoppenbach, UW-Whitewater Athletic Hall of Fame board member, for a moment of reflection.
Please join me in a moment of prayer. Faithful and loving God, we thank you for the opportunity to gather this evening to honor our 2022 inductees to the UW-Whitewater Athletic Hall of Fame. We celebrate the gifts, abilities, and talents that you have bestowed upon each of them, and their willingness to share these gifts. We also give thanks for those who have supported their journeys, their family, their friends, coaches, teachers, mentors, and their communities. Help us all to discover our own personal gifts and talents, and may we also find ways to give of ourselves for the service of others. Be with us now during this time of fellowship. Bless this food as nourishment for mind, body, and soul. May your spirit be with us as we celebrate those who have achieved so much through your amazing gifts. And may you guide us all safely home at the end of this very special day. With joy and thanksgiving, we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Jim. All right, if we could have everyone please take your places, and we'll get started with our program. Want to give a special shout out to Aladdin, the UW-Whitewater Food Service, and all of their workers, Leah Pickardell, and all of her staff for setting up such a wonderful meal for us tonight. Thank you very much. Outstanding. And now we've got some special guests I'd like to introduce. Former Chancellor Dr. Richard Telfer and his wife Ronnie are in the house tonight. UW-Whitewater Chancellor John Chenoweth and his wife Suzanne. UW-Whitewater Director of Intercollegiate Athletics, Ryan Callahan, and his wife, Danielle. UW-Whitewater Athletic Hall of Fame Chair of the Board of Directors, Gary Harms, and his wife, Judy. UW-Whitewater Athletic Hall of Fame Board Member, and with the University Foundation and Alumni Relations, Lori Miller. And now it's my pleasure to welcome to the podium Gary Harms, who will describe the purpose of the Hall of Fame. Gary.
Thank you, Mark. On behalf of the Department of Intercollegiate Athletics, it is my pleasure to welcome each of you to the 2022 Athletic Hall of Fame ceremony. We hope you've had an incredible, outstanding day so far, and we are really excited to induct this year's class of 2022. We've got a great class. At this time, I'd like to ask the Members of the Hall of Fame Board of Directors to please stand and be recognized for your hard service throughout the year. This evening would not be possible without these people. So anybody on the Hall of Fame board, please stand up. Thank you. Tonight will provide many opportunities to celebrate the significant accomplishments of several UW-Whitewater greats. These individuals are here because they did special things while they were here on this campus. The Athletic Hall of Fame was established in 1965 through the efforts of the Alumni W Club and several representatives of the university faculty. The purpose of the Hall of Fame is to give lasting recognition to the following: student athletes who excelled in their chosen sports while attending UW-Whitewater and have made significant contributions in their professions and their communities. Individuals from the athletic department whom have performed successfully and with distinction while working here at intercollegiate athletics at UW-Whitewater. And number 3, recognition by means of a Distinguished Service Award to any person or persons, athletic director, coach, faculty member, student, or contributor from the community who has significantly enhanced the success and well-being of our athletic department. We also believe that it is our purpose to help promote the interest of the university and of the athletic department as a Hall of Fame board. And finally, UW-Whitewater Athletic Hall of Fame strives to display the students and student athletes currently enrolled at UW-Whitewater, the extraordinary performances of the past that have helped shape so much of our current culture and lead us into our existing future. That was the purpose of the Hall of Fame board. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary. And now at this time, Ryan Callahan, will you please come forward to induct the Distinguished Service Award recipient?
Will the family members of Tom Harty please come to the podium for induction? Tom served as one of the most ardent supporters of Warhawk men's and women's teams for nearly 3 decades. In addition to attending multiple athletic events on campus, Tom brokered partnerships in the community to support athletic activities, fan buses, banquets, and awards. He was a past president of the Tip-Off Club, men's basketball, and Quarterback Club, football, was a member of several other athletic booster clubs, and was a regular participant in the department's various golf outing fundraisers. He played an integral role in the growth of the Warhawk Athletic Auction Raffle, which is one of the largest single fundraisers on campus. Tom passed away in 2017. Please help me congratulate Distinguished Award Recipient Tom Harty.
My name is Hannah, daughter of Tom Harty. Thank you to Gary Harms and the Hall of Fame Committee. On behalf of our family, we're so honored to accept this award. The Warhawks held such a special place in my dad's heart. His love for the Warhawks began over 30 years ago during the Augie Vandermeulen era of the Warhawk basketball team. This evolved in becoming an avid fan of football, baseball, and really every other men and women's athletic team. He loved going to the games, watching on TV, and listening to the radio. His support grew into wanting to help them financially. He was the president of the Tip-Off Club and the Quarterback Club, which even until the later stages of his illness, he insisted on tending the meetings. My mom likes to tell the story that the night that she went into labor with me, he was at a tip-off meeting. It's a shame he couldn't make it to my birth. Just kidding. His favorite activity of the year was the auction. He was proud of the event and would be so happy to see that it's continued successfully all of these years. We spend a lot of nights at Catchill and Saturdays at Perkins, my sister and I often a few steps behind my dad. You can still see his name on the back of the purple seatbacks at the stadium. He used to pay my sister and I $20 after the game to pick up all the seatbacks. I believe we're still owed some back pay. If someone from the quarterback club could please meet us after the banquet. We had a lot of family trips that revolved around the Warhawks, baseball spring training in Arizona, Virginia to support the football team, Hope, Michigan for the women's basketball team. He made so many great friendships through the Warhawks, and we love seeing so many of you here. If you met my dad, he was sure to invite you to a game or insist you be part of the Warhawk clubs. Thank you to everyone that was involved in giving him this honor. He'd be truly touched.
All right, we will now induct individually and in alphabetical order the Whitewater Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2022. Will Justin Beaver please come to the podium? Justin competed for the UW-Whitewater football team as a running back from 2004 through 2007. But I don't have to tell you that. The Palmyra native was a 3-time first-team All-American, a 2-time Gagliardi Trophy finalist, and a 3-year first-team All-WIAC selection, helping the Warhawks earn 3 consecutive titles, 2 national runner-up finishes, and, of course, the 2007 national championship, the first in program history. As a senior in 2007, he was named WIAC Player of the Year. He was the WIAC Football Max Sparger Scholar Athlete, D3Football.com Offensive Player of the Year, and winner of the Gagliardi Trophy, the Division III equivalent of the Heisman Trophy. All the while totaling school records in rushing attempts, 444, in yards, 2,455. Justin later earned spots on the WIAC all-time team, which was created as part of the league's centennial celebration in 2012, and D3 Football's 2000s all-decade team. One of the most decorated student athletes in program history. Justin currently ranks 2nd all-time in rushing attempts with 1,118, and yards, 6,584. He's 3rd in rushing touchdowns with 44. He's 5th in average yards per carry, 5.89. He graduated with a bachelor's degree in physical education in 2008. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 2022 Hall of Fame inductee, Justin Beaver.
Well, thank you. That was my speech, and have a great night. Obviously kidding. I'd like to start off by thanking everyone that took the time to be here today, from some amazing neighbors, great family, and lifelong friends. Thank you to the entire University Athletic Hall of Fame board, and congratulations to the other 9 inductees. It is an honor to share this day with you all. Thank you to this university for everything you have done for me to make this experience an absolute great one. As I believe everyone inducted would agree, it takes an army to make it to this point. My army started back in elementary school, where, believe it or not, I was a rough and tough and not always behaved young kid. Don't tell my boys, please. Love you, boys. I was constantly told I would fail, and there were daily trials and tribulations at home and at school. Thankfully, I had a few understanding teachers, 2 sets of loving grandparents, and some very cool aunts and uncles. I love you guys. My army got bigger in middle and high school. Without great friends like Travis Ruland, I wouldn't be here today. Trav took a rough and tough kid and sculpted him into what you saw on the fields of UW-Whitewater and what you see today. I'm positive my journey wouldn't have been possible at UW-Whitewater if it wasn't for Trav. By the way, who was an awesome fullback here and even a better linebacker. The Army got even stronger at UW-Whitewater, but it wasn't always easy. From letdowns, 2 national championship losses, injuries, and even a huge coaching staff change my senior year, the struggles definitely made us stronger. This Army, the guys in the locker room, the coaches, my now wife Amber and her family, and so many behind the scenes made it possible to finally come out on top my senior year with the school's first ever football national championship. I'd like to take the last couple minutes here and give a heartfelt thank you to a few. Coach Brez, you were the father figure that so many of us needed. Your passion to help young people was evident from the first day. My athletic director, Paul Polinsky, for making some extremely difficult coaching decisions and being a standout guy. Coach Nelly and Z for recruiting me so heavily and pushing me beyond my wildest imaginations. Coach Parker and Coach Voss, my high school football coaches, for giving me every opportunity to succeed. Last but certainly not least, I would like to thank my wife Amber for sticking by my side during that unbelievable run at a national championship. I still remember to this day how anxious I was before every single game. Not very fun to be around. Thank you for staying by my side throughout everything, including a horrific collarbone injury. I'll never forget the moment we finally got to celebrate with that hug as we won a national championship. Football taught me so much about life. You find out who your army is, who will stick by you when things get tough. Today, Amber and I have 2 boys, Caden, who's 10, and Wes, who's 8. The biggest blessing in my life has been watching you 2 grow up, father you, and coach you. You've got an army around you, too, so please know that, and you are destined for greatness. Again, thank you for this astonishing honor.
Will Megan Keeler-Karstens please come to the podium? Megan was a member of the UW-Whitewater women's cross country and track and field teams from 2002 through 2006. She was a 3-time All-American in track and field in the 800-meter run and 5-time national qualifier in indoor and outdoor track, a 2-time national qualifier in cross country, and a 2006 academic All-American third-team selection by the College Sports Information Directors of America. Megan holds school records in the indoor mile run, 5:02.79, and the cross-country 6-kilometer race, 21 minutes 41.7. She collected 6 all WIAC honors in the 2 sports, all combined during her career. At the time of her graduation, Megan held school records in both the indoor 800-meter run to 12.60 and the outdoor 800-meter run, 2 minutes 11 seconds, .13. In 2005-2006, she was named the WIAC Judy Krukman Scholar Athlete in both cross-country and indoor track and field. A graduate of McHenry West High School in McHenry, Illinois, Megan graduated from UW-Whitewater with a degree in elementary education in 2006. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 2022 Hall of Fame inductee, Megan Keeler Karstens.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, I'm not sure I can see over this, so I'm just gonna, is this okay? I got heels on too. See if I can read this. 17 years ago, I was working for my track coach, D. Schneids, you guys know him, when I came across a file titled Hall of Fame. I asked how to get in, and he said, you have to be done competing for 15 years. My mind went black as utter disbelief took over as to where I would be in what seemed like an eternity away. Well, here we all are. I couldn't be more proud to be a Warhawk today. Thank you to UW-Whitewater, Gary Harms, the Hall of Fame committee for making this such a special day, and congratulations to all the other inductees. Wow, what a day. When thinking about what to say, I try to think I gotta make it different, I gotta make it cool, I gotta make it fun, but really it all comes down to gratitude. Gratitude for everyone involved in my journey. So as a natural coach, I split it up into phases: my foundation, my growth, and my purpose. And my foundation was laid at an early age. My brother, Brian, unknowingly started training me in early elementary school when I wanted to be a better softball player, hitting baseballs at me with a bat, and if I missed, I was 7, if I missed, I was forced to sprint down the street after them. Thanks a lot, Brian. My sister, she is my rock, she always has been. She taught me not to mold myself to what I thought others wanted me to be, but to stay true to myself forever and always. My parents, I could go on and on about my parents because truly they are amazing, but I'm going to keep it simple. The best thing about my parents is that my value was never determined by my success on the track. Yes, they cheered me on and supported me along the way, but I have always known that is not what makes me the daughter that they love. It's been 20 years since I've connected with my high school coaches, yet here they are. Coach Kyle, you've instilled a love of running that is lasting me a lifetime. Coach Wheeler, you pushed me more than I ever asked to be pushed, and I thank you for that. And are a person who made me believe, you are the person who made me believe I could run in college. College was my next phase. It was my opportunity for growth. I chose to run at UW-Whitewater to have Mills as my coach. He knew how to challenge me and make me believe that I could be an All-American. I met Hall of Fame coaches who helped mentor me, most notably Mark Moss, behind me, Bill Greighton, and Captain Wilson. My teammates became my closest friends and still are some to this day. Jenny, thank you so much for coming. Vanessa, Best roommate ever. Lots of stories there, but we have a time limit. The last phase of my journey is my purpose. Having such amazing coaches in high school inspired me to give that back and be a coach as well. It led me to Jefferson, where I'm surrounded by friends and coworkers who make me better and help change lives. Mike, thank you for believing in me from the very first interview. Doug, well, it's been a blast, it's been a journey, and I can't wait to see what the next decade brings. UW-Whitewater led me to my family, starting with my husband. We were teammates, he's a great runner in himself, and are both so proud to be Warhawks. Chad, thank you for staying by my side through all of life's ups and downs. We've created a beautiful family. Julia, Anna, and Michael, being your mom is the best thing that I've ever done. And remember our rules, work hard and be kind. All of these people have played a major role in my life. But the last person changed my trajectory. Coach Ludd. It started with a note. I quietly struggled as a teenager and didn't open up to many people about my pain. At the end of my freshman year of track, it hit a breaking point. One night, when all hope seemed to be lost, I decided to write Coach Ludd a note. I told him everything, and the next day, he was my biology teacher. The next day, I slipped it on his desk after class. That day changed my life. Now someone knew my struggles. He was there for me for the next 3 years and helped me through some really hard times. If it wasn't for him, there's no way I would be standing up here tonight. Coach Ludd, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you again to everyone who has supported me along the way, and I'm so proud to be a Warhawk.
Gary Garcia, please come to the podium. Gary was a two-time All-American for the UW-Whitewater men's cross-country team from 2002 through 2005. He qualified 3 times for the NCAA championship, placing 9th in 2004, 33rd in 2005. Gary also finished 150th in 2003 when the Warhawks qualified as a team and finished 17th. He is one of five WIAC individual cross-country champions in UW-Whitewater program history, finishing first at the conference meet in 2004. He was a 2-time first-team All-WIAC honoree. Gary also competed for the men's track and field team from 2005 through 2007. Earning a pair of second-team All-WIAC accolades in 2007 and posting 3 marks that rank among the top 10 personal records in program history. The Kenosha native and Tremper High School graduate earned his bachelor's degree in physical education in 2008. And tonight is Gary's birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome 2022 Hall of Fame inductee, Gary Garcia.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. It's wonderful to be here as a member of the 2022 Whitewater Hall of Fame class. Congratulations to all the other inductees tonight. I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee, Mr. Gary Harms, and let them know that I'm very honored, humbled, and grateful to be able to receive this award tonight. I'm here thanks to the patience, support, and guidance from my coach, Jeff Miller. I showed up here 20 years ago with a vague understanding of how to improve as a student athlete. I made many mistakes, but with Mill's support, I achieved success in the classroom and on the race course. We made it to national championships, earned All-American awards, and broke school records. Despite all that, I'll always remember when my career had finished, Coach Miller told me, "Gary, of anything you have achieved, I'm most proud of you for completing your education." That will forever stick with me as evidence of the true character and integrity of Mills and how he cared for us beyond our athletic endeavors. Thank you, Mills. I'm only here because of the support and love from my family, my parents, Federico and Martha Garcia. They spent many mornings traveling to see us run when they didn't have to. My father would work 12-hour shifts, get off at 6 a.m., and still make it to our races. My mom always had blankets and extra coats for anyone who'd need them while watching. Thank you both, Mom and Dad. I love you. You're the best. My brother, Freddie Garcia, got me into running. He started my career. He got me to Whitewater, and he started me off on a path that forever changed my life. Thank you, Freddie. I love you. My sister, Cynthia, I can't say enough about how great it is to have a sister like you. Thank you for showing up at meets when you could have been sleeping on Saturday mornings and for always cheering your heart out. To Nicole, my girlfriend, my partner in life, thank you for being here today. She's the runner in our family now. I'd hit retirement by the time we met. She never believed that I, too, was once a runner, but if tonight doesn't fix that, I don't know what else will. You're a great part of my life. I love you, and I'm so thankful to have you. To my sister-in-law, Lindsay, my brother-in-law, Gabriel, my niece, my nephews, all my aunts and uncles, they're all over here. My grandma down in Crystal City, Texas, thank you all for your support over the years. Thank you for showing up at races, and thank you for everything you've done throughout my life. Well, I'm an endurance athlete, so 3 minutes is really quick for me, but I'm running out of time. A good friend of mine explained it best. It's really hard to condense a college career into 3 minutes. But to all my teammates, I love you all. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me. Endurance running will test you. It gets you out of your comfort zone. It allows you to find inner strength that you never thought you'd have. And without my teammates by my side, running mile after mile with me out in the country roads of Whitewater, Wisconsin, I don't think that I would have achieved the goals that I had set for myself and the things that we were able to accomplish as teammates. We forged relationships that have lasted a lifetime. We've seen each other's children grow up. We've seen each other get married. And for that, I'm forever grateful. Once again, I'll say thanks to Gary Harms, Mr. Mark Moss, the Hall of Fame committee. On behalf of all the runners that ran before me, the Warhawks that ran with me, and those that have come after me, I once again say thank you for this honor, for allowing me to forever be part of the legacy of Whitewater Athletics as a member of this year's Hall of Fame class. Thank you.
Outstanding. Outstanding. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Aaron Henderson, please come up to the podium. Aaron was a standout triple jumper for the UW-Whitewater men's track and field program between 2002 and 2005. He was a 4-time All-American in the triple jump during his career, claiming the indoor national title in the event in 2005 to lead the Warhawks to a tie for 7th place at the NCAA Indoor Championship. Aaron was a 3-time WIAC champion and a 4-time all-conference performer in the triple jump during his career. A Madison native and a graduate of Madison West High School, Aaron graduated with a degree in sociology in 2005. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 2022 Hall of Fame inductee, Aaron Henderson.
Thank you, Coach Moss.
I'm proud of you, buddy.
Thanks a lot. Coach Moss, thank you very much. When I was in high school in 2001, I was looking at 3 different colleges at the time. We had Stevens Point, Whitewater, and Parkside in Kenosha. And at the time, Parkside was offering me a scholarship to go and jump, fully paid for. The reason I chose Wisconsin-Whitewater was because of a coach named Darren Schneider. He took the time to give me a call, come down and visit him in person, and he's the reason why I'm here at this program back in 2005. The second coach I want to acknowledge, he has passed away, but Coach Dennis Rue, Coach Moss, you know him as well. He was great, and giving me guidance, pushing through many of the injuries that I had throughout the years. My last year, when I won the indoor title, I was plagued with all kinds of ankle injuries. And one of the things that Coach Rue was great at and best at was giving a great prep talk. So remember the last year at the conference meet, I basically had one jump, and that was to win that competition, and I was done. And then at the national title, it was the same situation. I basically had one jump, and then I had to win it, and then I would be done. And before that competition, Coach Rue sat me down in private. He said, "Brother, I believe in you. I know it's gonna hurt, but you do this one time in your whole life, and I believe that you can win this title." And that's what I did. I also want to thank one of my close friends that passed away most recently, Tommy Lange. Many of the athletes here know him. He's been around, he's one of our biggest fans, all different sports, and he was a big influence on me as well. My parents, who put up with myself and my brother throughout the many years. Elementary, we did soccer, we did track. Middle school, track, soccer, basketball. High school, football, and of course, track. And with my father, who instilled most of what I have now as far as discipline, patience, and perseverance. I also want to thank one of my best friends, Jordan, throughout the years, his support. He's been there with me since 2nd grade. And with his support, smart individual, his knowledge, I was able to achieve great things at the Warhawk program as well. With the rest of the inductees, great job, everyone. With our hard work, we achieved great things. And again, thank you all as well.
Greg Henschel, will you please come to the podium? Greg served as head men's soccer coach at UW-Whitewater from 1999 through 2011, and as head women's soccer coach from 2000 through 2011. During his tenure, the Warhawk men claimed 3 straight WIAC championships from 2009 through 2011. And reached the NCAA tournament 10 times, including a round of 16 appearances in 1999, 2001, 2002, and 2010. A 2-time WIAC Men's Coach of the Year, Greg finished his run with a 164, 68, and 20 record, a .690 winning percentage, including a 14-0-2 mark in conference play. As head coach of the Warhawk women, Greg built the program into a perennial winner, including leading UW-Whitewater to its first ever WIAC championship in 2010, and its first ever appearance in the NCAA tournament in 2011, when the team won its 2nd straight conference title and reached the NCAA round of 16. He coached the program's first ever All-American, was named the WIAC Coach of the Year in 2011, and tallied a 126, 90, and 13 record for a .579 winning percentage, including 53, 35, and 8 in WIAC play. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 2022 Hall of Fame inductee, Greg Henschel.
Congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate that. Do you have to turn this on? Or it's off. Okay, great. Well, first I want to thank Gary Harms, the Hall of Fame Committee, and the Athletic Department for this recognition. Congratulations to all the other Hall of Fame honorees in this class. It really is a pleasure to join all these great people in this recognition. I found a way to squeeze 25 soccer seasons into my 13 years on this great campus, and it was an absolute joy. I'm going to work hard to squeeze 25 seasons of thank yous into these next 3 minutes. First, I want to thank Willie Myers, who was the athletic director at the time of my initial hire. And from there, I also want to thank Sean Eichhorst, who was hired in as the athletic director and helped expand the Warhawk soccer programs and my coaching role and presence on campus. I think Sean put a lot of items in place for this Warhawk athletic department that we still enjoy today. I know that he provided a great platform for Paul Plinsky, who I had the fortune to work with and for as well. And it was just a pleasure to have those athletic directors guiding me. I also want to thank Bob Fiscum. His contact and support in my time here was fantastic, and it will always be treasured. Chancellor Telfer, who's here tonight, I want to thank him for his patience and understanding during my task of managing 2 collegiate soccer programs at the same time. Actually, Vo and I were up in the baseball complex yesterday, reminiscing about how he and Pat Miller and myself as young head coaches were doing a great job of keeping you and Jack Miller and our athletic directors on their toes in our time here. So thank you, Chancellor Telfer, for your patience and guidance. I want to thank Steve Hilmer, Steve thought he was signing up to just serve as the athletic trainer in this department. Little did he know, he was hired just a couple months before I was. Little did he know that I was going to take him on a crash course in the role of being an assistant soccer coach. And he became a tremendous sounding board, resource, and a true friend. He's all too well-versed in my many mistakes in my time here as the head coach. I want to thank Ryan Kwame and all those that did assist me as an assistant coach and in their support roles. Ryan's passion to represent Warhawk soccer and the UW-Whitewater athletic department was evident from the first day he stepped on campus. And it was a pleasure to work with him and have the support of all the other assistants I had. A huge thank you and appreciation to all of the Warhawk soccer players that I had the pleasure to coach. Their belief and their passion for Warhawk soccer is the real reason I'm here today. Both programs continue their progress and success today because of all the players that have come before me and during my time and still after my time. I'm proud and thankful to represent the Warhawk soccer family and pray that there will be continued recognition of these Warhawk soccer athletes in future Hall of Fame events. With the soccer staff offices being located in the Bob Brezowitz complex, I was fortunate to establish a unique relationship with Coach Leipold. I learned from the many conversations he and I had, both on many lunches and just in the office, that it was okay to push the boundaries of expectations and accountability. It was a treasured time to work with him. Finally, thank you to my family for all the sacrifices you have made and the patience you have provided. I'm blessed to have my parents, Ed and Sherry, here today, as well as my mother and father-in-law, Barb and Harlan. Thank you for coming. And I can't leave without thanking my wife, Jean. She's brought me my 2 daughters, and Ellie and Addie are also here today. And as coaches, we all know how much sacrifice our families make for our time with our athletes. Thank you so much, Jean, Ellie, and Addie, for all the support you provide me. Thank you again for this fantastic honor. Go Warhawks.
Lisa McManus-Kemps, please come to the podium. Lisa was recognized at both the conference level and the national level during her career with the UW-Whitewater gymnastics team from 1999 through 2002. The Milwaukee native and Thomas More High School graduate is the program's first ever WIAC champion, winning the balance beam as a senior in 2002. The first 4-year national qualifier in program history, Lisa collected All-American honors in 2000 after placing 9th in the all-around competition at the national meet. She is a part of numerous top 20 performances for all event team scores when only 4 scores were counted. Lisa graduated with a degree in psychology in 2003. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 2022 Hall of Fame inductee, Lisa McManus-Kemps.
Thank you. And thank you to the Hall of Fame board for this amazing honor that not only myself and all of us here will cherish for a lifetime. And congratulations to all the 2022 Hall of Fame inductees. Pardon me for my nervousness. This is worse than any competition I was ever in. Yes, breathe. As a mother of 2 boys that are actively involved in sports, I speak from the bottom of my heart when I say how grateful I am to my parents. The amount of time and money that they have dedicated to me is impossible to repay. They supported this dream since I was 8, or at least one of them attended each and every competition, regardless of how far away. There are no words that can express my gratitude. I know my dad is beaming down from heaven, full of pride, but I'm grateful that my mom, Denise, is here with me tonight, as this night is as much for her as it is for me. My extremely supportive older brother, Brian, is here with me tonight also. When we were young, it may not have been totally on his own accord, but he was also at every gymnastics meet. Once we were older, though, and he would come to some college meets, that was by his choice and his choice alone, and I am forever grateful. I owe so much to my childhood coaches at Midwest Twisters. They never gave up on me, and they never let me give up on myself. From coming up with unconventional ways to coach me, to calling me at home to talk me out of quitting when I thought I had had enough. They did everything in their power to ensure my success. Obviously, I have a very special place in my heart for my coaches here at Whitewater. Unfortunately, my head coach, Wendy, was unable to be here, but anyone who knows her knows she is one of the most supportive and positive people to walk the earth. I'd spend my spare time between classes and before practice just sitting in her office if she was around, because she was that person that makes you feel remarkable and encourages you to be the best that you can be, whatever that will be. Ryan, Ben Dixon, and Matt Zolich, what can I say? They were the most fun coaches to ever walk the earth. Ryan's knowledge, love, and dedication to the sport and all his gymnasts from how many years is just incredible. And put that with Matt's let's go kick some butt attitude, and the 3 of them just made the best coaching staff around. I'm also thankful to my teammates at Whitewater. We were also very different, but we were a great group that enjoyed to be with each other in the gym and out. They showed me how gymnastics can be a team sport. I believe that D3 athletics is one of the most amazing life experiences. You may not get the big scholarships like the other D1 and D2 schools, but you are part of a small percentage of people who get to fulfill your passion doing the sport you love without it feeling like a job, and you get the full college experience. Gymnastics was my life, and when it was coming to an end, I struggled with how I would live without it. But I was introduced to my husband, Tim, and started the next great chapter in my life. He's always been a rock and has been a great supporter in my life, including this incredible day. Thanks to him and everyone else who came out to support me today, including Matt Carney, who introduced me to my husband, and Deb, who is not my blood family, but she is my family. You have all made it so memorable. And to my kids, Evan and Alex, I'm sorry you had to miss trick or treat.
Ryan Kleppe, please come to the podium. Ryan was a defensive lineman for two WIAC conference championship teams and 2 national runner-up during his 4-year career with the UW-Whitewater football team from 2003 to 2006. As a senior in 2006, Ryan garnered D3Football.com Defensive Player of the Year, First Team All-American, WIAC Football Max Sparger Scholar Athlete Award, and First Team All WIAC accolades. He was named a finalist for the Gagliardi Trophy, the Division III equivalent of the Heisman Trophy. He finished his career as a 2-time All-American and 3-time First Team All WIAC honoree. He totaled 30 sacks during third most in program history, and he currently ranks among the top 5 in WIAC history in both sacks and tackles for loss, 64. The Mount Horeb native was later selected to the WIAC All-Time Team, which was created in 2012 as part of the league's centennial celebration. And he was elected to the D3Football.com 2000's All-Decade First Team. He graduated with a bachelor's in physical education in 2008. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 2022 Hall of Fame inductee, Ryan Kleppe.
I said maybe if Coach Brez would have given me a few carries, I would have won the Gagliardi that year. But no, first, just wanted to say thank you to Gary Harms and the whole Hall of Fame committee. Just still is a surreal moment to be up here. And congratulations to all the other Warhawk Hall of Fame inductees. It's an honor to be a part of this group, so congratulations and thank you again. I want to first say thanks to my parents, Bob and Becky, who are here, my brothers, Matt and Tyler, who flew to be here tonight, traveling all over the country. Mount Union, my freshman year, Linfield, Stag Bowls. Thank you. Love you guys so much for being my unconditional support, many times calling after practice as a freshman, and always being there and being my biggest cheerleaders. I love you guys so much. I want to recognize my wife, Ryan. Yes, we have the same name, so, right? Who's been right there, didn't know me at Whitewater. Not sure if she would have been with me if she would have known me at Whitewater, but just for being a true partner on our journey together. It was fun to have my son, Everett, who is absolute bull in a china shop, just like his dad, and our future baby boy in March. I know there's going to be plenty of backyard football in our near future. To Coach Kurskowski, Coach Arneson, for my time at Mount Horeb, thank you for pouring into me, lighting the fuse, getting me in the weight room, and inspiring me to stay disciplined and outwork anyone. To Coach Brez, Coach Borland, Coach Weefel, thank you for investing in me and taking a chance on a 5'9" tree stump with short arms that only knew how to play with a motor. To Coach Borland and Coach Simps, and the many D-line coaches I had, Coach Flanagan, Coach Sadie, Coach Tui, Coach Hoagland, thank you for your commitment and to uphold the standard of defensive excellence here at Whitewater. I know Coach Bullis is here. I wish I would have had you for a year, buddy. You would have worked on that spin move with me, man. It would have been legendary. But again, just want to recognize Coach Borland as huge influence on my life. I know a lot of you know he's with Coach Leipold at the University of Kansas, and he's really the guy that continues to be a huge influence on my life and got me into coaching, and just appreciate Coach Borland a ton and wish he could have been here tonight. I was texting with him this week, and he's such a huge part and influence of me to continue to impact young people, and just grateful for him. To any of my Warhawk teammates, I know Beeves and Traver here. Thank you as a true freshman stepping in and playing right away, anxious about making a mistake. It was such an environment, Coach Brez, that you could freely play and learn each day. I appreciate the accountability with just a daily approach every day of practice, and that I could pass along all those expectations to the players that came into the program after me. Thanks for competing with me every day. I know Beeves, I was trying to be as fast as you, buddy. I tried. But we competed our butts off. Many mornings at Perkins, running the stairs, Trav, squatting the house with you, buddy. But the times that you miss are the locker room, the road trips, and the unforgettable moments that you sacrificed so much with those people, and those are the memories you're going to remember. To all the administrators and support staff behind the scenes, the athletic department, sports information, sports medicine, training team, strength and conditioning, Coach Brown, equipment team, quarterback club, as well as many others I probably am missing or forgetting. There isn't, like Beef said, it's an army. It's definitely a village. There's a lot of special people around Whitewater, and I've talked to many of them that are still connected to it, and there's a reason why. There's a special family atmosphere here, and that's why we keep coming back, and that's why this place is so special. And finally, I know I'm a long talker, sorry, that's just kind of how I am. As I reflect on my Warhawk career, I've always held tightly to the notion of having control over attitude and effort, whether on the field, in the classroom, on campus, around the community. And as somebody who was an undersized player, my only shot to succeed was to out-hustle, outwork, and outlast the competition. Every day I stepped on the practice field, my goal was to prove to myself and to my teammates that I deserved the chance to be on the field, playing with a chip on my shoulder, always looking over my shoulder to motivate myself. I was and still am my own biggest critic. Thinking back to my first game after we played at Mount Union in 2003, that was a baptism by fire. I was reviewing film before the Breswood sack was built. I think we were upstairs in the locker room in some attic area reviewing film, and I had like 5 pages of notes just critiquing every aspect of my play to find a way to improve as a freshman. And I tried to take that approach every year on my journey to develop. And then the unforgettable games and moments. Who can forget the goal line stand in 2005 at lacrosse that shifted the needle in our program, in my mind? The epic Linfield shootout in 2005 with Beaver running wild. The first Egg Bowl run in 2005, playing laser tag and not knowing where we were going to be. Starting 2006, breaking my arm, not knowing if I was going to finish my senior season. The defensive battle at Mary Hardin Baylor, which still can't believe that happened in 2006. Leaving an impression on Coach Ghilardi in the playoffs against St. John's in 2006. Finding a way to get back to the Stag Bowl in 2006, and then having the opportunity to be part of Coach Leopold's staff in 2007 as we won the first national title. So in closing, many of you don't know, and you can ask Beaver and Ruland here, but there were people that thought I was going to get cut my freshman year. True story. You can ask them afterwards. I didn't exactly look like a phenom walking onto campus with my huge chops and my cutoff and New Balances, but it goes to show that ignoring the perception others have of you and using that doubt as fuel can empower your inner drive to succeed. When faced with a challenge, always bet on yourself. You'd be amazed at your ability to rise to the occasion and overcome adversity when the time comes. Once a Warhawk, always a Warhawk. Thank you so much.
Carlene Polk, please come to the podium. Carlene was a part of 3 WIAC regular season championships, 2 conference tournament titles, 4 NCAA tournament appearances, 3 trips to the NCAA championship round, and the volleyball program's 2nd ever national championship in 2005. during her career from 2004 through 2007. In 2007, she earned WIAC Player of the Year, First Team All WIAC, First Team All Region, and First Team All American honors after leading the Warhawks to a sweep of the conference regular season and tournament titles and a national runner-up finish. 1 year earlier, the middle hitter helped UW-Whitewater win the WIAC Tournament Championship and reach the national semifinals, earning a spot on the 2006 NCAA Division III Championship All-Tournament team, in addition to garnering First Team All-Conference, First Team All-Region, and Second Team All-American accolades. A graduate of Mukwonago High School, Carlene ranks among the program's top 10 all-time in career blocks with 573. With kills, 1,354, and a hitting percentage of 300. She earned her degree in geography and geology from UW-Whitewater in 2008. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 2022 Hall of Fame inductee, Carlene Polk.
This is a little different than Zoom. I'm in real clothes. Okay, here we go. Thank you to everyone who voted me into the Hall of Fame, to the committee, to Gary. Thank you, everyone. What an honor it is to be here. First, I'd like to thank my mom and dad for introducing me into sports in the first place and their continued love and support. To my entire family and close friends who traveled near and far during my volleyball career and day-to-day support and love. Even Uncle Chris flew here today from Florida, and he came to every single game. 18-year-old me was looking at scholarships for basketball, since that was the only sport I focused on all year round, and volleyball was only seasonal. I cannot tell you what it was that Coach Russell and her team, her recruiting team, said to me to convince me to attend UW-Whitewater, but all I know is it was a gut feeling, and I'm happy I followed it. Not only was Coach Russell a guiding light in the sport of volleyball, but also in life. She was the figurative ruler on the hand. When my freshman year, I was heading down a path to failing school because my mindset was only on volleyball and that I cared about so much. Once she stepped in the picture, you knew you were in trouble and needed to turn your life around. She said, "These are the 4 years where you come in as a girl, but you graduate and leave as a woman." Those words stuck with me. Thank you for not letting me destroy my undergraduate degree and my volleyball career. You set me straight, which has contributed to where I am today. It is not only the coaching staff I have to thank, but the biggest thank you and impact are my teammates. I know this plaque may have my name on it, but all I see is UW-Whitewater volleyball team. In this sport, we could not move forward and accomplish what we did besides working together. The volleyball had to touch 2 other teammates before getting to another teammate or myself. Everything had to be perfect, and if it was said to me, I better finish the point, or if I didn't close a block, my teammates would encourage and ensure it's okay, although I'm quite certain, deep down, their inner dialogue would have some choice words for me, especially in critical games. The support, love, and camaraderie of my teammates is one of the greatest gifts, and I wish everyone could experience that, even if only for 1 year. It's not only winning conferences and national championships, but the memories on and off the court.
It's the memory of freshman year tryouts where I was roomed with Julie and confiding in her of how I'm struggling and afraid I'm going to be, or I'm out of my league and going to be cut. She consoled me and told me it was going to be okay, although secretly, and what I found out later, that we all joke about to this day is that some of my teammates thought I was nice, but didn't understand what the hell the coaches were thinking keeping me on. Since I was so horrible at tryouts. I mean, Chris Russell just said tonight, it was like a born little lamb. And this is all true. Glad I was able to turn it around in a few short weeks. Or the memory of when someone would see myself or Becca by ourselves and would ask us if we were okay because no one ever saw us apart. We were attached at the hip, so when you got one, you got the other. It was the goofing around and dancing on the volleyball court during warm-ups and acting like maniacs and then coming out and hammering on teams, which upset them even more. It was the bus rides, the hugs, the Schmee cheers, Kelly. Inside jokes, the slaps on the behinds, and the morning breakfasts that other adults would comment on that seemed to feed 3 linebackers, but only 1 volleyball player. It's the endless laughs that make the belly hurt and beautiful friendships that last a lifetime. To my team, I thank you, I love you guys, and this honor is because of you. Thank you.
Outstanding. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Lisa Irons-Preen, please come to the podium. Lisa was a 4-time All-WIAC selection for the UW-Whitewater golf team during her 4-year career from 2000 to 2004. She is one of 5 All-Americans in program history, collecting honorable mention from the National Golf Coaches Association in 2003. Lisa reached the NCAA championship for the 2nd time in her career during the 2003-2004 season, when she was named first team All-WIAC and collected the WIAC Golf Judy Kruckman Scholar Athlete Award. She finished her career ranked among the top 3 in program history in best 18-hole score of 75 and best 36-hole score of 155. A native of Neenah, Lisa graduated with a degree in general management in 2004. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome 2022 Hall of Fame inductee, Lisa Irons-Preen.
I am definitely with my other Lisa on this one, that I'd rather sink a putt than make a speech. But I am honestly so honored to be here today. Thank you to the committee for everything you've done, and to Gary Harms. It has been an amazing day. And thank you to my family for being here. And congratulations to my fellow inductees. I see what the golf team is doing these days, and I could honestly say I would not make the team. Their scores are phenomenal. It's so fun to watch. I can't wait to see those ladies here one day, but I can honestly say I would not be here today without my family. I have had many coaches in my days, including Pat Miller and Brett Weber, but my number one coach has always been my dad. I can honestly tell you, he could tell you every single shot he ever saw and what club I played. But he's probably still has not forgiven me for the time I kicked him off the course. Sorry, Dad. You made me a little bit nervous. But with all the many memories I have with him on the course, including him caddying for me, I will never forget the pride on his face the first time I beat him at a practice round at Illinois Wesleyan. But there were so many times that led to that moment. Once I was in on competing, my mom was all in. She was there. We spent so many hours on the back roads of Wisconsin talking and listening to Delilah. Do you remember that show? Gotta love someone tonight, right? My mom has always been my rock, and those road trips are some of my greatest memories, whether I played well or not. Granted, the car trips home were better if I played well. But even better, we made it through Rosendale without a ticket. But seeing as I'm here today, I'm sure you know I've always been a competitive person. And whether she knows it or not, my sister has always been my biggest competition. She's a couple years older than me, always had straight A's, tennis phenom, and long drive winner, so I had some big shoes to fill. Sorry. I had to make sure I lived up to the standard she set. When it came down to it, we had to be our own people. She went tennis, I went golf. I graduated summa cum laude, and sorry, Jamie, here we are today. On top of my amazing family, I have my Whitewater family. Things got off to a rocky start living with girls I didn't know the first week of college, and then, eventually, we became great friends. As much as we competed with each other, we truly cared for each other. From the golf course, classes, and parties, sorry, Mom, and all that time in the van, those women became my second family. I also loved seeing their parents cheer me on, even though ultimately I was competing with their daughters. But honestly, my mom was the number one. She would make trail mix for even the girls on the other teams. After school, I followed a job to Austin, Texas, where I eventually met my husband, Dustin. When I told him I was a golfer, he looked at me like I was crazy. He had never played before and took it on as a challenge. I wish I could say he never beat me, but damn my putting. Since having our son Lucas, I don't get to play as much anymore, but that's not an excuse. I just need to make the time and get out of the 105-degree heat. Golf has given me so many amazing memories and opportunities, including this one, and thank you again to everybody for being here. Yep, that's it.
Congratulations.
And now we'll have Chancellor Chenoweth accept the plaques on behalf of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. Dr. Chenoweth.
Thank you. On behalf of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, I congratulate all of our inductees tonight and thank you for significant contributions and successes of our athletic program. The Hall of Fame plaques are officially accepted and will now be permanently displayed in the Athletic Hall of Fame on the walls of the Williams Center. Thank you.
And once again, it's my pleasure to introduce Ryan Callahan, UW-Whitewater's Director of Intercollegiate Athletics. He will present the State of Athletics Address. Ryan.
It's a funny story. In 2002, I was also jumping on those bleachers, and now you're running the university and I'm running athletics, and I think if I saw that today, I might lose my mind. So, Coach Moss, thank you for everything you've done. I'd like to congratulate this year's inductees. Tonight is a special occasion, and all of you should be extremely proud of your accomplishments in and out of competition. Whitewater has a rich tradition of athletic excellence, and you all are some of the best. The 21-22 school year was the closest we've been to normalcy in quite some time. Warhawk athletes didn't miss a beat and continued our regional and national success. 16 of our 22 sports qualified for national postseason competition. We claimed 6 WIAC team championships, including baseball, women's basketball, football, golf, men's tennis, and women's tennis. 10 of our student athletes received WIAC Players of the Year, and 30 of our student athletes received All-American status. 3 Warhawks claimed individual national championships. Gymnast Emily North won the all-around, and Sarah Netsky won the beam at the NGCA championships. Wrestler Jarrett Shinholster won a national title at 184 pounds. And what's probably more impressive that all 3 of those student athletes were at one time academic All-Americans as well. I would also like to mention a few teams that had amazing runs during the 21-22 year. Football made it to the national semifinal for the 3rd consecutive year before falling to eventual national champion Mary Hardin Baylor. Men's cross country won the NCAA North Regional and finished 5th at the NCAA championships. This equaled their highest finish in program history. Women's basketball made their 4th Final Four and 2nd title game under Coach Corallo. One of the highlights of my job is I see a lot of sports, probably much to the dismay of my wife and my 3 children. But I got to say, there's a couple things that happened last year that were that I still think about every single day. Coach Bullis is a mentor of mine, and one of the things he said is, you never want the motivation to be that hatred amongst the team that you're competing against. But I will say, when we beat lacrosse in the regional north, in the North Regional for us cross country, Coach, it was great. When we beat Oshkosh to go to the... Well, and here's the other part. I could go all day about that. So I go to Sun Prairie to watch my kids play hockey. I leave after the 2nd period. My kids' team is horrible, and we're actually tied, and I got to leave. And I get to go, and all of a sudden, our 5th place runner comes in, and R.J. Soderman grabs me and hugs me. He's like, "We won it." "How do you know?" "I know baseball. I don't know cross country." He said, "Trust me, we won it." And the second part is beating Oshkosh to go to the Final Four in the Catchell Gymnasium, and the way that regional went, those are 2 events that I will never forget. And it was an amazing time for obviously me personally, but for Whitewater athletics as a whole. Our fall sports are off to a great start again, and we're optimistic about some more national tournament appearances. Women's golf, as Lisa, you said you're not a good speaker, but that was one of the funniest ones I've been a part of for 5 years. They already punched their ticket for May for the NCAA championships. It's their 6th consecutive WIAC crown. Women's volleyball is currently 22-6 and number 10 in the country, and had a fantastic 3-game victory over Eau Claire. So I don't know if Coach Bergero's here, but congrats, you're conference champion right back there. Nice work. Men's cross country, another solid year for Coach Mills, 11th in the country, and then finished 2nd today at the WIAC championships, which hopefully is going to replicate last year's North Regional. And football, I'm still shaking from the game today. I don't know, Coach, how you're doing it, but we're in 1st place and number 10 in the country after hitting the field goal post and going in with a victory over River Falls. The best part of the evening is not the banquet or the awards, it's being with all of you, who embody the Warhawk spirit more than anyone else. Everyone in this room has been vital in continuing to build and support the strong foundation that was laid over 150 years ago. I'm confident through our current leadership, continued support from people like all of you, the best is yet to come for our great university and Warhawk athletics. Thank you to everyone in attendance, and congratulations again to all of the inductees.
And now let's welcome once again Gary Harms, Chair of the Hall of Fame Board of Directors, who will read the Hall of Fame roll call. Gary.
Please let us have a moment of silence for the deceased members of the Hall of Fame, which included 9 persons this past year that we have lost. Roger Johnson, Thomas Lange, Arthur Lean, William Roper, Dennis Selverson, John Pike Teipner, James Tenius, Catherine Vonderau, and Floyd Weeks. If we could have a moment of silence for our Hall of Fame members. Thank you. I will now read the Hall of Fame roll call. Members that are present, please stand and remain standing when your name is called. Please hold your applause till the end. And if there's anybody here that his name has not been announced, please stand so that you may be recognized. Justin Beaver. Bob Brezowitz. Jeremy Burks. Ryan Callahan. Megan Keeler Karstens. Gary Garcia. Aaron Henderson. Greg Henschel. Michael Hetzel. Lisa McManus Kemps. Ryan Kleppe. Steve Kopecki. Lori Copine. Jody Landish. Kara Meisen. Ryan Meisen. Pat Miller. Rich Murphy. Nancy Nelson. Carlene Polk. Lisa Irons Preen. Chris Russell. Rod Sonnenberg. Jim Stoppenbach. Dave Augie Vandermeulen. Matt Young. And for our distinguished service members that are with us tonight, Dean Fisher. Richard Haven. Richard and Ronnie Telfer. And the family of Tom Harty. Let's have a big round of applause for all of our Hall of Fame members. Thank you. You may be seated. To honor the history of the Hall of Fame, I would like to quote the exact words from our good friend, colleague, coach, who everybody knew, Jim Miller. He was a longtime chair of the Hall of Fame Board of Directors, and Jim so passionately stated, "And so the tradition goes on, a tradition that celebrates all that is right in sport, talent, pride, courage, the ability to endure. And next year again, the call will go out across the campus. Young athletes will compete in the arena and the fields, they'll make the attempt, and they will compete as a Warhawk. And when it is all over, there will again be but the few, the honored members of the Warhawk Athletic Hall of Fame, a symbol of excellence. It is the goal of the UW-Whitewater Athletic Hall of Fame to make each of you feel like you are the most important person on this campus today. From the time you arrived at the parade this morning until right now, we wanted each of you to feel that you were number one. We want your kids, your parents, your friends to all question, were you really that good? When you leave tonight, I hope you can feel in your heart that we accomplished this goal, that the Warhawk Athletic Hall of Fame, we do it better than anyone else. At this time, I'd like to thank some special thanks to the following people who made tonight's event so possible. First of all, Mark Moss, our Master of Ceremonies, who does a terrific job. Let's have a big round of applause for Mark. Thank you. To Interim Chancellor John Chenoweth, we appreciate you being here tonight, Chancellor Chenoweth. Ryan Callahan, Athletic Director. Joe Corallo, Joe's upstairs helping run with the tech and the AV, but Joe puts together this terrific PowerPoint presentation, so thanks to Joe up top. Tappan Shaw and Steve Goddard, our photographers, thank you. Joe Mabey with UWW-TV, who does the videography. All the Hall of Fame members get a collage of the pictures that will be done with our photography as well as the videography, so they get that at the end a couple months from now, so it's a nice keepsake for them. Angela Kelm, who's our Assistant Director of Athletic Communications, who put together the programs, all the press releases, etc., so thank you to Angela. And once again, the Athletic Hall of Fame Board of Directors. We couldn't be here without all 16 of you, so thank you for all your hard work throughout the year. As we conclude tonight's banquet, I would like to ask everyone right now if you could please remove your name tags and just leave those on the table. We'd appreciate that. I would also like to ask all the 2022 inductees, all 10 of you, to please, when you get done, bring your plaques with you and meet in front of the purple banner here to have Steve take a picture of you as a group with your plaques in front of you. Thank you all for your attendance tonight. Congratulations again to our outstanding class of 2022. Have your safe travels to everyone who came from distances from afar and from close by, and good night. Thank you very much.